What's going on, guys? I've got some information to share this morning about the upcoming OnePlus foldable phone. I'm going to do a quick recap of what we know up to this point and then get to this bit of new information, which I'm seeing sort of be kind of misrepresented in some of the news stories that I am seeing. So if you don't know, OnePlus is rumored to be launching a foldable phone of their own, something to compete with the Z Folds and Z Flips of the world, sometime in Q3 of 2023, which honestly is going to sneak up on us very, very quickly. Now, they actually went as far as basically announcing this at their last event where they talked about the OnePlus 11, and they showed on stage what appeared to be two V-shaped folding devices, sort of hinge to hinge. And then, of course, it says coming in Q3. Now, this does back up against the reporting that we had from earlier on that said that OnePlus had just trademarked the names V Flip and V Fold. So again, we've got those names. We have the imagery here on stage of some V-shaped devices coming in Q3. So look, we're pretty confident that these things are in fact coming relatively soon. Now, the other bit of interesting information here that maybe not everybody knows is that OnePlus is owned by BBK Electronics, who also owns Oppo, okay? So it's reasonable for us to assume that we're going to follow a pattern that has been followed in the past, where an Oppo phone becomes a OnePlus phone or a OnePlus phone becomes an Oppo phone. Under the BBK Electronics brand, whether it's Realme or it's Vivo or it's any of these other companies, they do seem to share designs and share technology. So Oppo already has their own folding phones in the Find N2 and the Find N2 Flip. And that is what is rumored to be basically being turned into the OnePlus V Fold and OnePlus V Flip to be brought over to America. So Oppo doesn't sell this phone in the United States. They don't have a footprint here in the United States. OnePlus does. So you're going to take what they've made, which was fairly well received, and bring it to America, call it a OnePlus V Fold, and everyone's going to be happy, right? Now, the bit of new information here comes from Digital Chat Station on the social media website in China, Weibo, where he says this, and this is translated from Chinese, so it might be a little bit wonky in terms of the sentence structure, but we're going to try and kind of work our way through it. OnePlus folding screen, new machine set for Q3. I seem to feel a little engineering machine information is 2K large screen folding. I didn't expect that. The first thing this subline did to fold was it. Okay, so I think what this person is trying to say is that there's a OnePlus phone that's a foldable coming in Q3, right, which we feel pretty good about. And some engineering information that they received is that it is a 2K folding screen and that they're surprised that is what they are doing. Okay, so a 2K screen. What does that mean for this device? Well, let's go back to GSM Arena here where I was looking at those photos, and let's look at the screen, the resolution of the screen. I guess it's up here as well, of the Oppo Find N2. It is 1792 by 1920. That is not a 2K screen. It would need to be by 2000 pixels or greater to qualify as a 2K screen. So I mentioned in the beginning that some of the news articles based off of this information, this fairly reliable leaker, has been maybe a little bit misleading. And what I'm talking about is the assertion that this means that OnePlus's phone is going to have a bigger screen. It might mean that it's going to have a bigger screen, but it could just as easily be a higher resolution screen. So let's look at this thing here that I put together a long time ago, and I went ahead and added the Oppo Find N2. This is a size comparison thing for these devices: Duo 2, Pixel Fold, Z Fold 4, Oppo Find N, Oppo Find N2. And you can see here that the Oppo Find N2 is up front and center, and the Oppo Find N, they're almost exactly the same size. The Find N2 is a bit thinner, but you can see they're almost the exact same size. But you can also see that the Fold 4 up here, okay, is the blue one sticking way out, is also much skinnier. In fact, let's do something kind of maybe useful here. We're going to take the Fold 4, and we're going to add it in flipped sideways. The reason that I'm doing that now that Fold 4 flipped is up front is that I kind of want you to be able to see the screen size difference potentially between the Find N, which is now buried behind it, and the Z Fold if you turn them so that the aspect ratios are similar. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to illustrate to you that the Fold 4 is in fact a greater than 2K screen. It's at 2176. So 2176 and the fine in is at 1920. So it's pretty close to being a 2K screen. Do they have to go bigger to reach 2K resolution? No, I don't believe that they do at all. They could simply increase the resolution. The screen is already really close to that. Definitely something they could do without actually changing the physical dimensions of the device at all. And personally, I hope that they don't change the size and shape of the Find N2 at all. I know a lot of people look at the Find N2 and they say, wow, that device is just too short. That cover screen is too wide. But I think it's not. I think it's just differentiating itself from what is already there. You need to be something different, offer something different than the Fold 4, right? So there's all these other foldables that are trying to compete. None of them have come to America yet, but they all just look like a Fold 4. They all tend to be kind of tall and skinny. And to me, I look at the Find N2 with its more square aspect ratio, and I see something that reminds me a bit of Surface Duo 2, which is, you know, maybe going to be better for split screen. Imagine split screening on these two screens, right? How much more space do you have to multitask on this screen versus this screen? You have to rotate that one to be a better multitasking experience, unless you're, you know, two vertical scrolling applications like Twitter, I guess would be fine on either one. But again, this is my point. The Find N2 has differentiated itself by being a different design than the Fold line is, and I think that OnePlus would be served well to stick with that and to be different and to market this thing as a much more one-handable device that could open up into a better multitasking tablet experience. Look at this thing in the hand. I know some people aren't going to like that. I look at that and I go, that is adorable. It is one-handable. I like the width. It reminds me, again, of using my Duo in phone mode, which I really, really love. I am so excited for the idea of OnePlus bringing this thing to America and sprucing up the software a bit for the American markets. And I hope that they indeed do leave it exactly like you see here. Let's get rid of that Fold 4. That's the device I want. And then you can see the Pixel Fold in green, which is really, really close to that, right? We've seen images of the Pixel Fold, what it's going to apparently look like, and it's pretty similar too. So Google seems to agree with me that you need to do something different than what Samsung is doing to compete. So super exciting to see both of these devices potentially coming probably right around Q3. We're probably going to have a Fold 5, a Pixel Fold, and a OnePlus V Fold all within a few months of one another. It is going to be insane this fall, and you're going to want to be subscribed to this channel because I'm going to bring you the news as it is, right? We're not going to make stuff up for clickbaity kinds of things. I'm just going to tell you what seems to be the case, and then, yeah, I'll share my opinions once I have the device in my hands. And like I said, you're not going to want to miss that stuff when it happens. So guys, hit that subscribe button before you go. Check out my channel partner, Mint Mobile, to save a lot of money on your cell phone bill like some of you already have. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.